You hit it, you get an A plus, and I'm going to just take 5 or so minutes, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and talk about a couple of subjects here before we have to go to this other meeting. And basically, what I want to talk about is rare earths, forbidden cures. The book Rare Earths, Forbidden Cures. You have one there with you? Or you want me to hold mine up, or you want to hold one up?
I'll get it.
Okay, hold it up.
It's Doc Rare's Forbidden Cures is right behind you, right up to your left.
There you go.
Wall.
Okay, it's on the wall, and she's holding one up. Okay, now
Yep. There
it's
you go.
Okay, it's 500 pages, and we're coming out with a little bit of a little advertisement coming up here pretty soon in the book Rare Earths Been Cures. I'm going to read you just a couple of things. Rare earths been cured. Rare earths are a type of minerals. There's 17 different rare earths have been identified, and of the 17 that have been identified, 14 deficiencies of 14 of those rare earth minerals cause terrible diseases. Okay. Rare earths forbidden cures. There's secrets of health and longevity. Let's see here. The book is a definitive home reference on minerals, rare earths, mineral deficiencies, and the relationship to degenerative diseases, like arthritis and osteoporosis and liver disease and all that kind of stuff. Learning disabilities, things going on with the brain. Can't figure things out anymore. Criminal behavior, that's also going on with the brain. Hyperactivity going on with the brain. Birth defects, okay, because the embryo needs all these rare earth minerals to produce a normal baby. Okay, addictions. When you're missing these minerals, you try things and you get addicted to alcohol and drugs and stuff like that. Food binges, you get on food binges because you're looking for those rare earths forbidden cure minerals. And then depression, again, that's a brain thing. Infertility, and let's see here, infertility and more. And it's one of those things where I can hold up a thing, and I apologize for the phone ringing in the background. Okay, but this will be on the cover of a 4 or 5 page little thing that goes along with the book. Okay, rare earths been cures, and then of course here's a list. Will be in that rare earths been cures. Okay, now the interesting thing about them, again, there's 17 been identified, and 14 have been shown when they're deficient cause disease. And the first one was identified in 1788, yttrium, 1803, cerium, 1839, lanthanum, 1842, erbium, 1843, terbium, 1878, ytterbium, another one in 1878, holmium, 1879, scandium, 1879, samarium, 1879, thulium, 1885, praseodymium, 1885 again, neodymium, 1886 dysprosium, 1886 europium, 1886 gadolinium, 1907 luteum, 1947 promethium. Okay, those are the rare earths. Okay, and in the book, each one of those goes into all the diseases you get when they're missing. Okay, now here's where between the book Rare Earths Been Cures, 500 pages of information. One of the quick references you want is the flip chart. 75 pages, goes into over 50 different diseases that are caused by a deficiency of the things that are necessary to form and maintain the health and function of the brain and spinal cord and all the nerves. Now, kind of interesting. When you have those problems, okay, you're talking about, let's see here. Here we go. Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, Huntington's chorea, frontotemporal dementia. These are just a few. Bell's palsy, clinic, cervical neck, spondylosis, optic neuritis, and so on. This is just a few of them. Okay. And let's see, I can go on a little more. Here we go. Here's a few more. And the demyelination, loss of the white matter of the brain and spinal cord, vision loss, muscle weakness, muscle stiffness, loss of coordination, walking problems, change in sensations, changes in bladder and bowel function, nerve pain, overall fatigue, uncontrolled body movements, tremors and twitches and cramps and difficulty in swallowing, changes in speech, mood, depression, anxiety, irritability, blood pressure changes, heart issues, palpitations. The list goes on and on and on. These are all things that are caused by deficiencies of the rare earth forbidden cures and the myelin. Okay. And of course, the myelin all comes from the eggs. So why do we have all these kids now? What is it? The kids' problem that are going, it's going crazy, it's spiking. What's it called?
There's a variety of different diseases, but they're all processes in the head
Yeah, no, I'm
that
talking about autism.
neurologically.
I'm talking about autism. I'm talking about autism.
Oh, okay.
The number of autism in kids is just skyrocketing. And why is that? Is it a genetic disease? All the doctors are saying it's a genetic disease because you got 8 people in your family with these diseases, Parkinson's disease, okay, and let's see here, autism. You got 9 kids in your family with autism. It's got to be genetic. No, it's a simple nutritional deficiency. I repeat that, it's a simple nutritional deficiency. And I urge you to get a hold of the book, Rare Earth Forbidden Cures. I urge you to get a hold of that flip chart, which has 75 pages, and it goes into all these different diseases you get. This has happened because of the prices of the eggs went up for a year. Now, do you think that the people out there bought more eggs when the prices went up? Stopped buying eggs. So when they stopped buying eggs, they didn't get the raw materials the kids' brains needed to properly function. And so that's why suddenly now we have all these brain disease in these kids now because they couldn't form the white matter in the brain and spinal cord. Now, the beautiful thing about this is it's all repairable with a proper diet and proper supplement program. So I urge you to get a hold of the book. If you have anybody in your family, okay, or neighborhood or church where they or their kids have autism or any of those kinds of things, memory problems and ALS and Parkinson's disease, get a hold of the nutrients, okay, the supplements, and take them. And in weeks, all those diseases will go away because they're not genetic. And I don't care if you've had them for 12 years. We have people who had these problems for 12 years. The doctor said, well, they have weeks to live. That was 3 years ago. Now they're perfectly normal. The doctors died, but the patients are fine. Okay. So, rare earths been cures, the flip chart, and the flip chart is called.
Right here's a flipper chart. Dr. Wallach.
Yeah, there you go. 90 for Life Crusade.
There's a list of all of the neurological problems that are related to not having the proper cholesterol or the metabolism of it by the right minerals.
Oh, there you go. And so that book is, it'll save your family. It'll add many, many years to your family's life. That flip chart. So the flip chart goes along and supports the rare earths forbidden cures. Don't forget the book, It's All in Your Head. It's an amazing thing that we have going here. And we can save humanity with this information, but you have to let them know that it's there and it works. And of course, to make people appreciate that flip chart, towards the back, we got about, I don't know, 7 or 8 or 10 or whatever it is, famous people, movie stars, professional athletes, billionaires, people who, there you go, Jerry Lewis, Now, that's one of the diseases that I got rid of. Now, stop right there a minute. Jerry Lewis, of course, he raised all kinds of millions of dollars to study the cause, prevention, and cure of muscular dystrophy. Well, I found the cause, prevention, and cure of muscular dystrophy, gave it to Jerry Lewis. We went to 12 families that had muscular dystrophy. We got rid of their muscular dystrophy. He was so excited. He took them to the Muscular Dystrophy Association, who that particular year he had just got another like $2 million for them on meetings and things. And he was so excited. He took it to the Muscular Dystrophy Association. They summarily fired him, terminated him immediately as soon as he found out we found the cure. They summarily terminated him, put a gag order on him so he couldn't tell the world that we had found the cause, prevention, cure for muscular dystrophy, because they didn't want to lose the donations. They didn't want the donations to stop. So they kicked him out. And 2 years later, he died. It was a terrible thing, but he was a wonderful man, Jerry Lewis. And then, of course, cystic fibrosis. I found out the cause of cystic fibrosis. I found the first non-human case of cystic fibrosis in a monkey from the Yerkes Primate Center, and got rid of it in kids. Dr. Milan and I went to China. There's a disease in China called Keishan disease. And Keishan disease in China is the same disease as cystic fibrosis in Europe and the United States. And so we did 1,700 autopsies in kids under the age of 10 in China, okay? And so we got rid of Keishan disease in China. It's published in all their medical journals. So we're famous in the medical journals in China because we got rid of Keishan disease. And so we got rid of the cystic fibrosis. You don't hear about those things anymore because we got rid of them with all these supplements because they were just simple nutritional deficiencies. Okay. And so we're very, very excited about all that. I also found out the cause of sudden death syndrome. Have you ever heard of SID, sudden death syndrome? I'm the guy that got rid of sudden death syndrome, SIDS. You don't hear much about it anymore. It used to be 400 or 500, 1,000 babies in every state every year dying of SIDS, sudden death syndrome. And they blamed it on the mothers for laying on the babies and suffocating them. And many of the mothers just committed suicide because their families were abusing them because they had killed their baby by laying on them. No, that wasn't true. And so Jonathan Ebord and I, my attorney, we sued the FDA 8 times in federal court to put the nutrients in the baby formulas. After the 8th win, we finally got them to put it in there. And that's when we ended this syndrome. You don't hear that anymore because we put the nutrients in the baby formulas.
Okay, and we have 5 minutes, Doc, before we'll have to sign off and sign back into the other show if we're going to be there at the beginning of it.
Okay. Well, again, we have 25 best-selling books. The one that really covers the territory is Rare Earths Been Cures, the flip chart, and this new thing that's coming out. It should be available in a couple of weeks. Very excited about that. Okay. And it goes into all those rare earths, okay, lists and so on. It'll blow your mind. Doctors, they don't know that stuff. They don't know that stuff. And so you already know just by listening to this half-hour lecture, you already know more than medical doctors. That's pretty scary when you think about it. Okay, back to you.
Okay, it is scary, very scary.
Now, Shar, I always like the way Dr. Wallach explains your age. We have a few new guests here. And Dr. Wallach, would you like to share what you think of Shar's age?
Oh, well, Shar, she looks like she's in her 40s or early 50s.
No, well, not my 40s, but I just turned 82.
Yeah. Well, she's been taking these supplements for how many years? 25 years, 30 years?
No, 34.
Oh, 34 years. Yeah. And have some of your classmates died? Have some of your
Oh,
classmates?
gotcha. Oh, we've seen a lot of people over the years, a lot of distributors. I mean, they might take supplements, but then they're over eating fried fish at the fish fry, and you can't do that. I'm not going to name names, but I'm thinking about somebody right now that lived in Fort Wayne, Indiana, that used to eat fried foods all the time, and he didn't make it. He didn't make it. And so, as when you get older like that and you observe all this stuff, it's kind of like keeping a little log about everything that goes on, and you learn from other people's mistakes not to repeat those. So I don't drink soda pop. I don't eat fried foods, period. I don't eat gluten, and I don't eat anything with corn in it because I have a
Well, what
problem
about
with.
peanuts? What about peanuts?
No, I don't eat peanuts.
Why don't
No.
you eat peanuts? What
And
disease
I
do you
don't
get?
eat and I don't eat peanut butter either. Neither one of those.
Yeah,
No.
well, that's because they harbor a fungus named Aspergillus flavus, which produces aflatoxin. Aflatoxin produces liver cancer. Um, about, I don't know, 10 years ago, I was called by a group of veterinarian zoos around the world, and they said, every zoo in the world has bears with liver cancer. Every zoo in the world has liver cancer in their bears. I said, do they have liver cancer in any other animals in the zoo? No, just the bears. Well, it took me 4 days to figure it out. It was the peanuts that they were selling at the front door of the zoos to raise money to run the zoo. And the people would throw the peanuts to the bears. The bears would eat the peanuts. They dance around and sing and make noises, and people would throw the peanuts to them. And within 4 or 5 or 6 months, they'd all die of liver cancer. And so when we got rid of the peanuts and the peanut butter, suddenly now the liver cancer of the bears stopped. So we're very, very proud of that we did that. And so you don't hear about liver cancer every once in a while because there'll be a maybe somebody who works at the zoo who'll sneak oh, it can't be that bad. So they sneak the peanuts to the bears and they give the bear liver cancer and the bear dies of liver cancer. This is why people who drink beer at the bars every Friday when they get their paycheck, they get liver cancer. Doctors say, well, you're drinking all that beer, it's that alcohol and giving you liver cancer. No. What was it that the bartender gave them? Peanuts.
Peanuts.
They gave them peanuts. It was the aflatoxin in the peanuts in the bars where they got the liver cancer from. You get away from the peanuts and you can drink all the beer you want. You're not going to get liver cancer.
There you go.
Yes.